right, day one.
Day zero.
Hey, everybody, day zero.
Day zero.
I think we'll call it day zero. Tomorrow's the first day of the show.
Press conference.
But today was when E3 really jumped off for reals.
And jump off it did.
Oh, we kicked things off nice early this morning, not too early, at the Microsoft press conference.
First big one.
First one at all. And kind of, I have to say, starting the show with a showstopper. Like, I thought that was a really strong press conference, like, overall.
Yeah.
Like, the sheer number of games they showed. They showed Alan Wake. Finally,
is that the biggest thing for you? Is that
no. I'm gonna say that the two biggest things for me were probably the Beatles Rock Band, which was what they opened with, and I just thought,
how about that trailer?
I just like that opening trailer, that what they're saying is the opening cinematic for the game, just looks like great sense of style for that. And I think the game itself looks good. The three-way harmonizing for the vocals seems like a whole lot of fun.
Six devices.
Six
like,
devices.
I don't think an Xbox can handle. Like they're gonna have to issue some kind of firmware update for that game or something, or to you know, some kind of update to consoles to actually get that stuff to work. Which, if they're showing it and demoing it, obviously they have
working on an Xbox.
They've already crossed that bridge.
Oh, what if it's a PS3 behind the scenes and that's a secret no one's telling you?
Well, so you know,
it's a ColecoVision.
You think the hub is just gonna work as a hub and like split into whatever 4 devices and not count as one?
Yeah. Well, even with a hub, it's still devices plugging in, so there's like some kind of limit. You know, the Xbox only has the 4 lights,
right?
The 4 controller light thing. So it'll have to, if you want to be able to control, like, say, you know, the mic volume or different stuff, you'll need a controller for each mic,
right?
And then the drums and 2 guitars. So there's.
I mean, September 9th, we'll know soon enough.
Yep.
That's not that far off.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying, oh my God, they're gonna have to do this stuff. I'm gonna say, oh my God, they did this.
But the other big thing for me, aside from the Beatles Rock Band, though, which big surprise for me, was Splinter Cell Conviction, which they've totally retooled. We haven't seen that in a long time. Last time we saw it, you know, Sam Fisher had the shaggy hair going on.
Yeah.
It seems like they've just completely reworked what that game is all about.
They did. They deleted what that game was and restarted it. And
I was really impressed. I haven't, like, I played the last Splinter Cell game, is the only one that I played through, and I liked it well enough, but it seems like what they're doing with the, you know, projecting stuff on the environments and the way they're kind of streamlining the storytelling method through that stuff, and it's just huge amount of style, which for me counts for a lot.
And it's novel. It's something I haven't seen before.
But so, you know, by removing the Brian Ekberg factor, I feel like they've sucked a lot of the style out.
You know what? I don't know if you saw Brian Ekberg today. His current haircut, he looks an awful lot like Sam Fisher.
So you think he follows Sam Fisher, or they follow
whatever?
him?
I think Ubisoft follows Brian Ekberg.
Absolutely, no question.
Do you guys think that Nintendo or maybe more Sony was sitting there during that press conference, just like head in hands, weeping over all the stuff they were rolling out? I mean, that thing was ridiculous.
No, because you don't get into this line of work unless you are supremely confident about what you have.
I can't imagine
they could have announced anything, and they would have been like, "Well, that stuff's cool. We'll see how they feel."
I think they spent too much time on like the Facebook, Twitter, like social networking stuff.
Yeah.
Like I get it's very buzzy right now, and it to a certain extent makes sense, but Twittering on your Xbox doesn't seem good. Like,
but
as a
it doesn't seem good, like, for you. But I bet that there's an audience that would be like, "Oh, cool, yeah."
But I mean, Twitter is meant to be a very like on the go. It's not a sit down in front of your in front of your TV.
Wait, hang on. What if you're already on your couch?
That's a good point. We had heard a lot of buzz about the Kojima stuff. I think, you know, we had our expectations about it being some version of Metal Gear Solid 4. So for it to be this Raiden game was, you know, a little bit of a surprise. But the biggest like kind of little jolt that I got was the, you know, revelation of Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
Because we had heard that rumor and just dismissed it out of hand. Like, no way, that can't be it.
Why would
there's
they
a million other things they could do. They were going to do all of this DLC for it. And it's like, no, here it is. Check it out. Left 4 Dead 2. It's like, oh. Holy shit.
I wasn't convinced. In fact, I didn't even know until that freaking logo popped up. I was like, more zombies? I was like, is this a Dead Rising game? Yeah. Like, what's going on here? And all of a sudden, bam.
Interesting. We'll see. I mean,
I am not interested in Left 4 Dead 2.
No.
No.
I like the change of settings. I like that they're kind of going for some sort of specific regional feel.
You just miss Bill, don't you?
I like Bill, but I don't play Left 4 Dead 1
that much.
I have not played it since before it came out.
Right.
Like when we got retail discs and we were all playing it together. Like
Yeah.
it's too soon for a sequel to that game because I feel like I could just go play more of that. Or if I wanted more stuff, like they should be doing download stuff, not
You know what?
necessarily.
If Valve has a team that can put out a game in a year, I'm not going to
then
say
they should
shit.
No, then they should take that team and put it onto some other bigger project so it comes out in 2 years instead of 4. You know?
Yeah.
Like this just seems like
It's weird. It's weird. I won't disagree, but
it just seems super crazy. Like I don't know.
well. I think
Not what I wanted. Not what I want out of Valve. Though I understand. I'm told Left 4 Dead is popular. So
I mean, it was hugely popular for Valve. So yeah, can't fault them for going back to that well.
yeah.
So what did you think of Alan Wake after finally seeing?
Yeah,
some
finally seeing it.
gameplay?
Well, I will say that probably the most exciting part of the Alan Wake demo for me was that the guy that was introducing the demo is the face of Max Payne.
And the jacket of Max
And
Payne.
the jacket of Max Payne. He was wearing basically a Max Payne jacket, and he was always wearing the Max Payne face because it's his face.
So either that's really exciting, or Alan Wake didn't leave a great impression on you.
That is really exciting. Alan Wake was okay. I like some of the ideas. I like that they're kind of playing to some of the Twin Peaks ripoff stuff that's in there. That's kind of been core to that concept since they first started showing off bits of the game. The parts that got me most excited about the actual demo itself were the parts that had little flashes of Max Payne to it, where it was like the full 360 camera spin, stuff like that.
That game just looked like a more stylish, like Silent Hill,
A more
Alone in
action-y.
the Dark game. or
Yeah,
something.
it's exactly
You know,
like
it was
it's just a mix
okay,
together.
You have a flashlight that scares monsters.
Yeah, happy to see it nonetheless.
It's a video game. I'm willing to admit that Alan Wake is a video game.
It exists.
You're going to
and you
concede
can play
this
it.
point finally? After all these years
I'm
of
saying
denying
right now it's a video game. At some point, it may not be again.
you're like a Holocaust
I'm not
denier.
convinced it's going to come out.
They gave a date. They gave a window.
They gave a window. They've given, yeah.
They've given, well, I don't know that they've given several, but
Well, so another huge thing I think, but probably not a lot to say on it. Modern Warfare 2, they finally played some of that.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
you can
Look-
dump
yeah.
sideways
Look-
when you're
looks
on.
good.
Right. Dumping sideways off
Black,
the front.
black, black, black.
Other than that, I think it looks-
Motion sensor on the gun. That looks cool.
Yeah.
Soap talks.
You're not Soap.
You're not Soap.
Soap is a
You're
character.
Roach.
You see what Soap looks like now.
Yeah.
Soap has a voice.
Snow.
Snow.
All shooters, first-person shooters must have a snow level.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, the frame rate was there. Like it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in.
It was exciting. It was an
more
it was an
shooters like
exciting
this,
demo.
please.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in.
Let's finish up the last big thing from Microsoft, which is obviously the Natal, like their big kind of reveal with this motion and voice recognition and kind of future.
Everything recognition.
Yeah.
So okay, my favorite part about that shouldn't be too much of a surprise. It was the part where they say on the screen in big letters, "You are the controller." I want to throw both my hands in the air and go, "Yes, I am the controller. I'm the Pokemon."
So your favorite part wasn't when Kudo came out?
Actually, that was pretty good too. I like that the facial recognition works through sunglasses. That's good. It's good to know.
Oh no, I'm sure he just registered with sunglasses on.
Now he can never take them off.
Okay, so that's what I want to know now
couldn't
about that thing.
anyways.
Is if he took them off, would it still recognize it? Isn't Natal that good?
I don't know. I still feel like I haven't seen enough of what it actually is.
It was
I feel like
like a
we've
concept.
seen
The,
like
the technology sounds super impressive.
As you can see, when I start making movements with my avatar, it instantly mimics me on screen. You ever wonder what the bottom of an avatar shoe looks like? Well, bam! There it is.
And then the proof of concept video just seemed way too future
Way too,
sci-fi.
like, yeah.
Like, scan this microphone. Whop.
Yeah, I'm holding my
Wow.
skateboard.
While I'm covering it
Ambitious
up.
I like the
We'll
idea
see
of
how
like
it goes.
navigating the dash with,
Yeah.
you know, swipes
It's
and
all right.
stuff, and
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And we've talked to a couple of developer dudes today who saw the demo, you know, in the months leading up to the show.
And they say there is something
And
there.
they said it works.
Right.
Like they said, yeah, it does all that.
Peter
yeah.
Molyneux says it works.
Yeah,
It's gonna blow your
Milo
mind.
said it worked. Milo said he didn't do his homework, but that Natal totally does a thing.
And
And stop
ingested
touching him that way.
ingested a picture at the speed of light just by holding it up in front of a camera. Like somehow
Cameras take pictures, dude. That's how they work.
I don't know. Like scanning stuff. I don't know. It all seemed a little too like the leap in like current technology to that.
Yeah.
I've been fooled by Scan the Background before. It's gonna take a little more.
Yeah.
I'm not ready.
Def Jam Rap Star scans the background.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like a rap karaoke game, but they have like a lot of community features in it. Sort of like, you know how SingStar had the thing where you could upload clips of your playing to watch them. Mm-hmm. They're going to do that, but it'll have a separate website. They're going to build this whole community where it's like, you know, you're like part of a neighbor, you know, like basically you're, you know, where you're from. So you can see people in your area. They're also playing the game. You know, you can have like your part of the world versus some other part of the world, and it all records these 30-second clips of videos and does all this stuff, and so it's kind of expanding on a lot of that SingStar stuff, but it's you know, it's rap music.
So that's you and Ryan saw that. That was not at the Microsoft thing, but you guys saw
we
that
went and
later
saw
on.
that separately.
It looks all right.
Yeah, I think it looks really good. You know, they seem to be on the right track in terms of what they're doing for music, and they hinted at, but didn't. You know, the version we saw was radio edit lyrics and kind of like T for Teen type stuff.
Yeah,
they made it sound like that they may very well issue 2 versions of that game.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Do an M version and a radio version or something.
How'd they do with like pitch detection or just kind of like?
So some songs will have pitch detection because there's some singing in them, but also they're actually detecting the words.
Phonemes.
Phonemes. They're
Jeez,
detecting
really?
phonemes. So
Maybe the technology is.
I specifically asked, can I go ba 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 ba? And they're like, no, you totally can't do that.
And do you build a rapper?
They didn't show.
No, you don't.
Oh, you don't?
No, it's you are the rapper.
You are the rap controller.
I mean, the whole thing is about recording these videos and
just
you know, getting them out on the community and stuff. Like, it'll send you emails and stuff, or you know, when your score gets beat, and you can go back in and do all that stuff. So it seems like they're learning a lot from like stuff like Audio Surf and stuff like SingStar that have done like bits and pieces of this stuff and like rolling it up into this game. And like they seem really genuinely interested in actually making like a good hip-hop karaoke game.
Just need to get the songs right. I mean, I didn't love the song selection that I saw in the demo.
Yeah, it had like 2 T.I. songs. Like, it had 8 songs in the demo. It was like 2 T.I. songs, a Flo Rida song.
The issue with you know, any karaoke game is that you have to have recognizable songs, and you know, when that comes to rap music, that generally means big, broad hits. But
also like you know, they have Pete Rock and CL Smooth's They Reminisce Over You in there. So clearly
that's a fairly obscure, like in the grand scheme of things, fairly obscure old school hip hop song to throw in there.
That's what I'm saying. It's awesome.
Right.
It's awesome, but also like for I don't know, like so finding the right balance and figuring out who that game is for is going to be a challenge.
I think I'm pretty confident that they're going to figure out that balance. I mean, they've got that Def Jam name, so they can go out and they can get like the Run DMC stuff, no problem. You know, they'll hit like all the you know, white boy country karaoke night karaoke hits of, you know, Young MC's Bust a Move, Baby Got Back, you know, Ice Ice Baby. Like, they'll just get all that stuff because you have to.
Right.
But then at the same time, if they can issue regular DLC and say like, all right, we're gonna do. I mean, you know, Jamie King actually he said, you know, like fuck the police or something. Like,
why not?
They got NWA in it. That'd be pretty awesome.
Let's jump right to EA. Their press conference, a lot of trailers, not a lot of gameplay, but they showed Mass Effect 2. They showed,
to me, that whole conference was the BioWare trailers.
Yeah, well, that's because those guys were up there 3 times.
Yeah, all 3 of those trailers were awesome.
Pretty good. So they showed Mass Effect 2, but just the trailer, which was awesome.
Yeah.
They showed The Old Republic, a trailer, which was awesome.
But like that one seemed like the least meaningful to
That's
me.
what I was saying to Brad on the way out, because that has you'll see that when you install the game and load it up for the first time, and then you're done.
They also announced that it'll be fully voiced.
Which, do you remember Knights of the Old Republic? Like, do you remember, like, it was fully
Star Wars video
it was
game.
fully voiced, but half or 3/4 of the voices were alien loops. That they had like 3 loops, so it was like "Ipopotekopo," and like it just had text underneath.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they have like human characters and then like a huge cast of just alien voices that are
maybe
loops. That's how I would do it if everybody had to have a voice.
But like that Dragon Age trailer,
people getting it all in the trailer.
Well, bam! There it is.
The first kind of Dragon Age thing that had the kind of metal in it, and I was like, oh man, what are they doing? But this one kind of, you know, I was a little more into the kind of like crazy. Oh, speaking of Brutal Legend,
Ozzy will be in it,
and he swore.
Yeah,
it's about fucking time. Yeah.
And no Jack Black.
Yeah, not there. In video form.
It seemed like they were building up to that, but he never showed up.
Yeah, I don't know. The EA press conference definitely less impressive than it was last year.
Yeah.
And they didn't follow up on a lot of the games that were announced last year.
Yeah, there
which
was
is weird.
no Rage, no Grasshopper game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
that
People
was
Can
all-
Fly game.
Yeah. No Valve coming down to show off any more
Yeah.
stuff or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Like that, I thought that was really kind of like a big absence. Like I thought they were going to come out, and I was hoping for either a Portal or at least an episode 3 or something.
Yeah.
Nothing. Peter Moore back again.
Yep.
Great to be back. Like did a great job, I thought.
Yeah, Pete Sampras came out. They played tennis on the Wii. Oh, they announced they're doing an MMA game.
Oh right. Which
So
yeah.
weird, like understandably so because it's pretty popular,
Yeah.
but like kind of weird because there's already a UFC licensed game out, so they're cut off from all of those fighters. And I can name maybe 2 fighters that are not UFC fighters. And I'm willing to bet that most people can't even name that because I don't even recognize most of the dudes in the UFC game.
You think there's any chance in the world that they could buy the license out? And kind of like they did with the NFL, and just kind of secure it.
I mean,
like,
maybe that THQ license isn't an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it is EA. They got some cash. They like that stuff. They like having licensed
I
stuff.
figure it's a situation where they put out this game with whatever fighters aren't under contract and do what they can, and then as it takes off, at some point they're like, oh, by the way, it's UFC. Like
Right.
as soon as THQ's license expires or whatever.
What else from EA?
Saboteur.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there's a demo for
you
that.
can climb the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world's in black and white.
Yeah,
some
the words
color.
when you colorize it as you liberate stuff.
Right.
That looked kind of cool.
Yeah. It's stylish. Stylish action.
Yeah. It's not lightning bolt action, but it is stylish action.
Exclusive. 360. So then we jump to Ubisoft, Ubi, and man, that was some press conference.
2-hour press conference.
They just unveiled a ton of new stuff, right?
Yeah. How did No More Heroes 2 look?
It
It was a great screen.
that's a nice
Great
logo
title
they
screen.
have because that's all they showed.
Okay, there is a trailer that
They should have shown that at the press
Yeah,
conference.
their
instead
press
of,
conference is maybe one of the
Oh.
most lacking in gameplay.
God,
How'd Joel McHale do?
he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not a bad host.
He was all right, yeah.
James Cameron was not as interesting as you would expect
Not
James
as good a
Cameron to
guest
be.
was he?
He chatted for like 20 minutes about his movie.
He wasn't even teleprompted. He just rambled about Avatar for like 20 minutes.
So Ubisoft, 2 hours of tedium, not a great.
Let's just move on with our
Assassin's
lives.
Creed was it
Trailer.
They made everybody
Trailer.
wait 2 hours to see 30 seconds of CG footage.
Which looked great, but
I'm Alive. Is it a video game?
They didn't even
Didn't
those
talk
words
about
were
it.
not uttered at that press
Okay.
conference.
a lot
Beyond
of
Good and Evil 2.
SWSWS.
They mentioned it.
Okay.
they talked a lot about pets and Imagine.
Yeah,
products.
like Tony Key came out and spent like 20 minutes or more talking about the Tween franchise.
challenging
Great.
Charm Girl Club or whatever.
no, that's an EA.
Yeah, I'm saying like
Yeah.
throwing up the challenge. There was a swipe at there was
Active, yeah. Like, oh, so what's up with all the claws coming out today?
I don't think the answer is a $20 pair of rubber bands. Fine. Just want some innovation, people.
Because
There was the Wii jab from Kudo at the
Yeah,
Microsoft
yep,
press
and
conference,
then-
which was great, but not as great as the reaction in the auditorium.
This isn't a game where you end up on the sofa just using some kind of preset waggle commands. What bam?
then so Ubisoft is doing a fitness game that just they're making a camera for the Wii.
Oh yeah, I guess
It's called Your Shape, I think is the game. Is that right?
yeah, Your Shape, and
It's like yoga kind of stuff. and
so
like,
basically, I don't know. Their camera looks like a webcam, and it's gonna come packed in with their game in 2009.
Great.
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
Get fit.
that was Ubisoft.
So no Beyond Good and Evil 2, no
Nope.
mention.
Not a word.
They showed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Smash
Reshell
Brothers.
or-
It was like a
Oh, it's like
Brawlers
they're
thing.
like
Yeah.
Game Arts is making a Smash Brothers style.
They
Oh,
announced,
that's
they
right,
announced that
okay,
a
yeah,
while
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Red Steel 2, they demoed.
I heard it looked interesting.
Looks okay.
The
I
art
guess.
style's different.
Yeah.
The one-to-one controls, I still do not believe. I don't know. I would almost
The
believe
guy
that.
peek out from behind his couch.
So you're saying they need to
He kinda
get to
did.
a point where you are the one-to-one controls?
Yeah, it's
You
not
are
there
the
yet.
sword.
I would almost think maybe that demo was canned. I don't know. It was. I don't know. It's Red Steel 2.
So Jeff, favorite moment of the show?
So far
Geez, so far.
today.
Out rapping the dudes at the Def Jam Rap Star.
Never lose, never choose to. Dreams true to do something to us. Go do us. Girls walk to us. Wanna do us. Screw us. Do us. Yeah, pop my hand up. Close like stars. Yeah, hot stick the clutch. There are sweet dreams and cherry and green bag every MC easily. Recently, while I was running, ain't saying other brothers. Speak my peace, keep my peace. Choose with the Jesus peace. With my peace, hang it. Every move on it. You got it, I'm on it. The rolling bullshit, we on it. Baby, can't you see? Sometimes the words just hypnotize me. And I just love your flashy ways. Guess that's why they're broken, you're so paid.
That's true. You did blow everyone away with your rap abilities at that appointment.
That was pretty good. I think the Natal stuff, like between talking to people that have seen it and that I trust that say that it works, and seeing kind of what the potential is for that stuff, like that stuff could be the future, you know, in a way that like kind of people said that the Wii was going to be, but hasn't quite panned out yet. Like, I don't know. Like, I hate to say this could be the greatest. This could be a real game changer.
Bam! There it is.
But that could be a real game changer.
Brad.
Steven Totillo coming up to me and telling me that Banjo Nuts and Bolts was the best game of last year.
That was last night.
That's still part of the show.
Okay.
Project Natal, if I have to say something serious.
Vinny.
Man. It's all kind of a blur right now, and even after going over it, I can't remember anything, but I really like the Modern Warfare 2 stuff I saw. It got me kind of excited to play that game again.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I hadn't been, but now I'm like, oh man, you know, I really did like that game. And like the Natal stuff was great and all, but it still just seems too far-fetched.
It's so crazy.
It's too crazy.
It's yeah.
It's too unbelievable.
I'm
When
too,
you'll
I'm
be able
too
to say
turned off.
good night to your console and it'll shut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You let me know. I'll come over to your house when that happens.
Good night.
I just.
Good night.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Good
And
night.
I didn't see it today.
Good night.
And then someone tell me, imagine if you could tell your console good night and
Good
it
night.
would turn off. It's like, okay, I can imagine that, and you can like mock up a video of that happening, but yeah, for me, it's still the Splinter Cell Conviction stuff, just because
That's
so
pretty
left
good.
field, did not expect it, and was just, you know, astounded at what they were showing for that game, and because I mean, expectations were so low. Like,
Yeah.
everyone was like, oh, they had to scrap it and, you know, redo the whole thing. And, you know, coming back, it's like, oh, what are they going to do to make this interesting at all? Because it seemed like, you know, at the time, Assassin's Creed had really stolen a lot of that game's potential thunder. And I think that they found a really interesting new voice for that game and for that series. So, exciting stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and Shadow Complex. That was cool.
That was weird. Yeah.
That was the first great E3 press conference moment for me of...
Guys, mic not working.
This is live, folks. Anything can happen.
Unfortunately, gotta love it. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have to show you today.
That was funny
And then
'cause
at the end, when like the thing he was fighting disappeared.
I
Like the
didn't notice that.
the game bugged out, and they quickly paused it, and they were like, "Well, that's all we can show you."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was the first great. Yeah, that whole demo was. I think it looks interesting, and it's too bad that it was plagued with so many problems. 'Cause
When they show that map screen and it just looks like Symphony of the Night.
Or Super Metroid.
Yeah, you're just
I'm
like,
just
well, I
like,
mean,
yes.
Okay.
if you could hear him, which I don't think you could, he did specifically say
yeah,
like
he did.
Castlevania and Metroid, so they're
They know.
aware of their roots.
Yeah.
Oh, they know.
how about the Kudo? Show me the bottom of your shoe.
See, that's why I'm like, I'll wait and see what this
Yep.
Natal thing really is. I'm like, okay, because that's basically how the Wii really works, based, you know,
Right,
compared to
it could easily be a situation where it's like, in perfect lighting situations, it works great.
Right.
But, you know, if it's too bright in this room,
Or have a
if there's
solid
too much reflection
background.
off your sunglasses,
Yeah, right.
then it's going to totally wig out. And you're going to end up with like that Whoop, there it is video that I put up on the site earlier.
looks great.
So,
that's
Go watch that.
Day one.
That's day zero.
Day zero. Yeah, that's what. You're right.
that's
Hey,
day
guy.
one also. We're not going.
Hey guys, let's go to E3 tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
more E3, Nintendo press conference, Sony press conference, and then actual show.
Oh man.
Actual electronic trace.
Yes, so stay tuned to Giant Bomb for more E3.
Well, bam! There it is.